How has the sales enablement journey evolved over the last 25 years? Well, I think there's really been three key phases. The first was the birth of CRM, customer relationship management, because that really opened up whole new sources of data, or at least getting it in a place where it was accessible to sellers. They knew a lot about their customer, they knew a lot about what they had, maybe about where they were going and what they were doing. That increased the power of the vendor, but it also put a lot of burden on sales to know how to use those solutions, what data to capture, how much time was it going to take to do that. With the rise of the internet, the buyer suddenly started having access to a lot more data. They weren't dependent on going to different vendors trying to get their product collateral. They could go to the internet, see what other people thought, look at a lot of different vendors, and that changed the power shift a lot, which really changes what sales had to do and what sales had to know in order to be enabled to have the conversation with the buyer. And with the rise of the internet, you had the death of print. So essentially everything became PDFs, or let's look at a PowerPoint. So now content was easy to present, and the amount of content kind of exploded. Whether it was good content, whether it was bad content, a little more difficult to tell. And the real challenge for a lot of sellers and a lot of organizations was, I know there's a ton of content, but I can't find what I want when I want. And then the third thing that really changed was kind of engagement, where all of a sudden now it's possible to measure how people are using content, who did you send it to, what did they do with it, who did they send it to, how long did they spend with it, and then being able to tie that back to a lot of the other data to maybe start recommending to sellers to enable them to know what's the right thing to send when, and to measure how it was used, who used it, feed that back to marketing, get rid of content that doesn't work, and focus on the kind of information that really leverages the relationship and helps it move forward to bring both the buyer and the seller closer, and hopefully to get to a sale faster.